Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things, Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are, you're my everything. Say, I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. We are nothing enough. We are nothing enough. We are nothing enough. Oh, we are nothing enough. Yeah, so we are nothing enough. We are nothing enough. Yeah, we are nothing enough. Oh, we are nothing enough. Say, I call you Jireh. Say, I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are my everything. Yeah. Are you ready, everybody? All right, listen. We are me ground cover. 1, 2, 3. We are me ground cover. I can breathe without you, say. I can breathe without you. I can move without you, Lord. I can move without you. Who am I without you? Who am I without you? Say, I can live without you, yeah. I can live without you. I can breathe without
Hello, lovely people. It's another Saturday here with us, the very first Saturday of the year 2023, the first Saturday of the month of January 2023, and of course, the very first weekend where we having the chance to meet again on the program, The Community and the Law. My name is Owuraku Owusu Frimpong. I have the honor and the privilege to be hosting this program. In the next 2 hours, I will be in the hot seat directing affairs here. And we're doing that courtesy BWF Solicitors, the trusted community partners when it comes to the law. BWF Solicitors is so gracious to us that they push us every Saturday afternoon to come your way with this wonderful program. We're live on BW TV. We're live on BW Radio. We're also live on BWF Solicitors Facebook page, YouTube, LinkedIn, and all the social media platforms. Now, if you have just joined us, I welcome you. Happy New Year to you. I hope your holidays went so very well. Christmas was good. New Year started so very well. We've gone 7 days into the year 2023. How are things going? What have you planned for the year ahead? What are the resolutions? I believe that we can fashion all that together. And with the support of BWF Solicitors, we will be going the right way when it comes to the law. Today, we're bringing you another edition. And the question we're going to have our resource person, lawyer Charles Asmah, answer is, what do I do if my EU sponsor or step parent dies or divorces my parent before my EUSS pre-settled status expires? I don't know. Maybe you know. But the answer is with lawyer Charles Asmah, and we'll be coming your way with that. With a few announcements we will be going through. And of course, our interesting segment where we bring you the quiz segment will also be on before we draw the curtains down on today's edition. Once again, my name is Owuraku Frimpong, and welcome to the Community and the Law. Hello, lovely people. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for staying with us, and thank you for tuning in to the Community and the Law. Another Saturday is here, the very first one of the year 2023. I nearly said 2022, but we've gone past that. And I believe you're doing so well. I believe you are well. I believe the family is fine. The Lord has been gracious on us, and He's granted us the mercies to enter into the new year. And we are also very grateful to you for sticking with us and staying. And of course, participating in this program, the Community and the Law, the program that brings you every conversation when it comes to especially immigration issues here in the UK. All questions and answers are here in the same pot and on the same platform. My name is Owuraku Owusu Frimpong, and I am the host for the program for today. And I will be bringing you my resource person, lawyer Charles Asmah, who will be answering the question, what do I do if my EU sponsor or step-parent dies or divorces my parent before my EUSS status expires? I believe that it is one question that will be running through your mind every now and then, especially when you have EU pre-settled status. Does it expire? If it does expire, what happens? What are the benefits? What do you do in the situation we have posed in the question? So we'll be looking at that. But first of all, let me say thank you to WWhat Solicitors, our proud sponsors. 214-218 Tottenham High Road is where they are. They are on the 4th floor of the Anna House, on top of the exit number 2 of the Seven Sisters train station. They work Monday to Friday between 9:30 in the morning and 6 p.m. in the evening. Now, what do they do? When it comes to the law, it's interpretation, representing you in court, leading out and making your applications for you, setting out and appealing to decisions that the Home Office may make against you. And of course, when it comes to interpretation of UK law and Ghana law, they are experts. Don't go anywhere else and waste your time. Visit WWhat Solicitors. Call them now on 0208-493-7340. I repeat the number, 0208-493-7340, or the emergency number 077-127-61884, 077-127-61884. WWhat Solicitors are trusted partners when it comes to the law. And I've seen that so many of you have joined us on the platform. So excited to see you. I'm so very happy that you are back with me after the Christmas holidays. Nanajima, Tili, Duma, Na, Mayete, and all the rest of you. Now, when you come in, what I want you to do is like the page for me. Thank you. And when you have done that, announce yourself. Write a comment in there. Let me know you are on, and I will acknowledge that. Then again, you hit the sweet button over there. That sweet button tells you that every time we're on live on BW TV, BW Radio, we are going to let you be aware and that you can join us. Now, if you, for any reason, miss the live program, don't worry. Go to our page, BW TV, WWhat Solicitors, and you can have a playback of the video. So once you are with us live on the program, let me say my thank yous first of all and acknowledge the support of WWhat Solicitors. And right after that, we will delve deep into the program.
This is our world. Here we are in our community. There are the laws. There are the regulations. We have WWhat Solicitors. BWF Solicitors, experts in all aspects of the law, family law, civil litigation, all immigration and nationality issues, representation in court, marriage and divorce. We pride ourselves to give you excellent legal services and follow through till we get you the right result and decisions. That is our mutual satisfaction. We have a team of excellent qualified solicitors and support team to help you every step of the way. Our senior partner, with over 30 years of unbroken service to the community, is a member of the Family Law Panel and has advised several lawyers and institutions in many legal matters. He is qualified to practice both in the UK and in Ghana. Come to us, speak to us, let us represent you. We are your trusted community partners when it comes to the law. Locate us on the 4th floor of the Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road at Seven Sisters in North London, N15 4NP. Nearest train station, Victoria Line to Seven Sisters Station, exit number 2. We are open for all consultations from Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Weekends by appointment only. Call us now on 0208 493 7340 or 077 127 61884. BWF Solicitors, your trusted legal partner.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back. Thank you for sticking and staying, and of course, having confidence in us that we're bringing you quality content and something that really would inspire you in the community, something that really will get you going when it comes to the law. And we are doing that together with our trusted community partners. We're talking BWF Solicitors. Now, I promised that I was going to acknowledge all those that have come on board. Let me start doing that now quickly. Please share. And that's our class prefect, Nana Jemai. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for all you have done for us all the years, and God bless you. Together with, you calling who? Gina, do say you're calling Tilly Duma, you calling on Dokas Adum, and of course you are advising that this is free legal advice. You get it every Saturday afternoon on this wonderful channel. Nama Yatin says, Happy New Year, Owuraku and Lawyer say Charles. Thank you very much, Na. Happy New Year to you too. Well done for all you've been doing so far. Akwaben, Happy New Year, Henry Vlad Norte. Thank you very much, Henry. Odesheba Nana Kweku Meye Dede. Greetings and Happy New Year to all and sundry. Then we have next. Good afternoon, Mr. Frimpong and Lawyer. Happy New Year. Rebecca Amwako says so. Then the next one here I have, before I move on, Kevin Asamoah. Good afternoon, Rekwe, my big brother, Lawyer Charles. Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year to you too, my brother. God bless you, and thank you for sticking with us, having faith in us, and believing that every Saturday afternoon we'll be bringing you the content you so cherish. It's the number one. Okay. Now let's move on to the things that we would want to bring to your attention. BWF Solicitors, a couple of announcements here. Let me first of all say that if you trust BWF Solicitors, you're trusting the right organization. Now, in December 2022, we organized the end of year quiz, and congratulations to the winners. I know the third prize winner immediately got his prize. Bismarck Boateng, you got a prize of £200 cash. Masood, £500 cash is still waiting for you. Just get in touch and pick up your prize. And the ultimate winner, the first prize winner, Foster Esiama, you won 2 weeks paid holiday in Ghana, flight and accommodation catered for. And I believe your journey will be so smooth and easy. I have somebody who is even standing by and saying to me that, listen, I'll be your tour guide if only the person allows me to do that. So there's somebody even standing by in Ghana welcoming you on behalf of the UK community. You've won a prize from BWF Solicitors. Congratulations to you. So Foster Siama, Masood, and Bismarck Boateng, congratulations to all three of you and to all those that participated and, well, unfortunately didn't win. I say better luck next time. We'll be doing that again this year at the end of the whole set of programs we'll be bringing you in December. So keep your fingers crossed and keep learning so many things when it comes to the law, and BWF Solicitors will be so gracious to provide the education. So when it comes to that point, we will be bringing you another set of prizes, and I believe it will be better than this one, I know. So watch out. So BWF Solicitors Quiz Competition winners, thank you very much. Well done to all of you. Now, in December 2022, BWF Solicitors, in fact, at the end of every month, what they do is to motivate the staff. And one person always will stand out in the month. And the employee of the month is my own brother, my studio manager, my show director. I call him Professor Ade. His real name is Ade Ntiamwasafo. He's the archiving manager of BWF Solicitors, and he was nominated and given the prize as the employee of the year. Ade, salute. Thank you very much. Congratulations. You've done so very well. Your humility is exemplary. Your sense of duty and your commitment is exemplary. Keep it up. Thank you very much for being there for us. Now, another thing that came through in the year 2022 are the employees of the year. The Lord Chancellor himself, Theophilus Forson, the accountant, and together with Mrs. Cynthia Brown, the practice manager, the two of them were awarded or adjudged the employees of the year 2022. To both of you, I salute and congratulations to you. Well done. Yes, you drive the organization and you make things work. Thank you so very much and God bless you. So Mrs. Cynthia Brown and Theophilus Forson, congratulations. Thank you for doing what you do and being what you are. And I know that definitely things will work so very well for you. So congratulations to both of you. Well done. BWF Solicitors says, I call to the two of you. BWF Solicitors.
This is our world. Here we are in our community. There are the laws. There are the regulations. We have BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors, experts in all aspects of the law, family law, civil litigation, all immigration and nationality issues, representation in court, marriage and divorce. We pride ourselves to give you excellent legal services and follow through till we get you the right result and decisions. That is our mutual satisfaction. We have a team of excellent qualified solicitors and support team to help you every step of the way. Our senior partner with over 30 years of unbroken service to the community is a member of the Family Law Panel and has advised several lawyers and institutions in many legal matters. He is qualified to practice both in the UK and in Ghana. Come to us, speak to us, let us represent you. We are your trusted community partners when it comes to the law. Locate us on the 4th floor of the Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road at Seven Sisters in North London, N15 4NP. Nearest train station, Victoria Line, to Seven Sisters Station, exit number 2. We are open for all consultations from Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Weekends by appointment only. Call us now on 0208 493 7340 or 077 127 61884. BWF Solicitors, your trusted legal partner.
BWF Solicitors are trusted legal partners when it comes to the law. Well, still giving me the shine now, the Mayeti show. Now, this happens every Sunday afternoon between 2 and 5 p.m. UK time. As it is, between now and the end of March, the UK time and GMT are the same. So tomorrow afternoon live on BW Radio and on the Mayeti show platform, you can enjoy the God show, and so very interesting. Okay, a few other acknowledgements before I do my next introduction. Odisheba Nana Kwakume, thank you very much. Kevin Asamoah, yes, I've just read yours as well. The next one here is Saz Bio. Happy New Year to all of you. Please keep sharing. Thank you for that. Alexa say, Happy New Year. You're all still waiting for my green pastures. Obviously, it will happen. Definitely. And Nana Bob says, good day, Brother Kweku and Lawyer Asmah. Happy New Year. Nana Bob, same to you. Many happy returns. Well, I was telling you a few things that have been happening, and one of the things that I want to bring to your attention, ladies and gentlemen, is this thing. It happened, and we had that information earlier or later in the year 2022. And it says that EU nationals do not become illegal even if they do not have indefinite leave after 5 years. It should be automatic. Getting to the end of the year, I think we brushed through this, and when I have introduced Lawyer Charles Asmah, I will crave his indulgence to look at that for me again. So that will be coming on later on, so just keep your fingers crossed. Another bit here that I will want to bring to your attention is that if you want to make a successful visa application to the UK, please do not look anywhere else. Contact BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors has an office in Accra, Ghana, and you can contact them on 0208 493 7340 here in the UK. And in Ghana is 00233, that's the international dialing code. I asked that question when we were having the quiz. 00233 50 2794 0233 50 2794, or you can visit the website www.bwfsolicitors.com, and you have the opportunity of making a very successful UK visa application. If you have any dispute and you want to resolve, whether you need representation on matters of clinical negligence, personal injury, public or private legal disputes, the civil litigation, civil litigation specialists at BWF Solicitors can support you through a negotiation process or court action. Just call 077 127 61884 or 0208 493 7340. That's BWF Solicitors for you. Then finally, before I do my next introduction, if you would want to write your English language test and pass so very well, whether it's B1, B2 for skilled worker route, visa route, the health and care worker route, and other student applications, contact KT Educational Consults, and they will help you prepare and go and write your English language test so easily, quickly. If you are going for your CELT, that is the A2, B1 or B2 for immigration purposes, call them now on 07596 620 154, 596 620 154. Well, having gone through all these things, ladies and gentlemen, let me once again say that welcome to the show and welcome to BWF Solicitors platform. Welcome to BW Radio and welcome to BW TV. I'm going over to my guest and I'm going to welcome on board lawyer Charles Asmah, who is going to be my teacher, my friend, my learned friend. Whether you like it or not, I've taken the title. He's my learned friend. Welcome. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you.
How are you doing?
Very well. How are you?
Well, we're fine.
Yes,
We're fine.
I suppose you are ready to impart to the community another year.
It's always a privilege and it's always very exciting to be working with BWF Solicitors. You make life easy for everybody when it comes to the law. And I know that if we allow people to bring in testimonies all the period we have for this program, it will be one after the other and the other after the other and all that. So I'm honored to be working with you and I'm happy to be serving the community.
Pleasure.
Right. Thank you very much, Lawyer Charles Asmah. Well, to all of you out there, later on when we activate the lines, you can send in your comments or you call in. The number to send your WhatsApp to is 07950422780, or you can rather call us on 07399208468. The lines will be active pretty soon. Remember, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube as well. Lawyer Asmah, Happy New Year once again. Before the end of the year, there was this announcement that came quickly that I kind of introduced to our loyal listeners and the viewers, but I would want us to look at that again, maybe give a further explanation to that. And it says that EU nationals do not. There was a case that was decided by one of the astute judges in the country, and it says EU nationals do not become illegal even if they do not have indefinite leave after 5 years. It should be automatic. What is that saying?
Thank you very much, listeners and viewers. Our nugget today is to reiterate a very important legal point and a legal position for most of our members in the community, especially those who are EU nationals and living in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
We know that per Appendix EU to the immigration rules,
Mm-hmm.
the position is that if you're a EU national living in the UK and you decided to remain in the UK, you ought to have made an application expressing your intention to stay.
Right.
And if you had not lived in the UK 5 years prior to your application, you are granted limited stay, which is pre-settled.
Okay.
And presumption is that once that limited stay has expired, you have to take steps to make another application with a view to become settled.
Okay.
Now, the case that we are looking at is the 2022 case where somebody challenged this position that the Home Office has taken. Why should an EU national who was in the UK before the cutoff date and has decided to remain in the UK not be deemed to have regularized, but should be given bits and later more?
Okay.
So the court concluded that all those EU nationals who were living in the UK prior to the withdrawal agreement had decided to reside in the UK, and they had legitimate expectation to remain in the UK.
Right.
And therefore, the word under consideration is settled. The court uses the word they had settled.
Okay.
The question is, what does this word mean in this judgment? And what was the judge thinking when he used the word settled?
Settled. Right.
Within the immigration rules, the word settled means indefinite.
Okay.
But per daily usage of the word settled, the judge meant to say that those people had decided to remain in the UK. so remained, and therefore there should be no conditions attached to their decision to remain.
Okay.
So anybody who had remained in the UK, settled, so to speak, should not be given some conditions to satisfy. And therefore the condition of pre-settled status and later settled status should not be entertained.
Okay.
Otherwise, all those who could not make another application with a view to become settled should not remain in the UK. But they've already decided to remain. And the court says they have remained. And therefore, it's more or less a case that the Home Office is putting conditions in the way of the law.
Right.
And the judge is saying that, no, that is preposterous and inimical to the essence of the withdrawal agreement, that all those who were here before the cut-off date should be allowed to remain. And all those who are not here before the cut-off date maybe can be given certain conditions to meet.
Right.
So if you are here in the UK and you are given pre-settled status and you are EU national, the expression is EU nationals. So if you are not a EU national, this does not apply to EU nationals. So not family members of EU nationals themselves. If you have pre-settled status and you decided not to extend to settled, they cannot ask you to leave per this ruling.
Okay. Now, I know when such rulings come, the Home Office may have within a period the chance to appeal against it. Has it happened?
I have to verify to an extent that it has. But on this occasion, I will not conclude that it has. I have to verify the facts with a view to advise properly on that. But the position is that if it does happen, or if it has, then the conclusion is that we cannot rely on the law, but it's still being
contested. Okay.
But as it is, anybody who is a EU national and finds him or herself in that situation, they can rely on the ruling. It's fresh, and therefore it will go through some teaching stage, just like that King Sanya case that went through teaching stage. This one might also go through. We will hear over the period that is going through heated contest in terms of campaigners fighting against it, individuals taking the Home Office to court, challenging this and that. But it all depends on anybody who has decided not to apply for settled.
Okay.
And they said, if you haven't applied for settled, go back to your country. Or somebody who applied for settled after the pre-settled and the person was refused, then that is where this law becomes effective. But if you are refused, the presumption is that you have to go back, isn't it? But you cannot be removed because in the first instance, you were not supposed to make an application anyway to settle. Because you've already settled.
All right. Well, as it is, then if you have any question about that, if you would want to have any further explanation to this whole thing, you can call the number on the screen, 0208-493-7340, and you can speak to somebody at BWF Solicitors and will provide you an update. Later on, you can send in your text, your WhatsApp message, or your voice notes to 07950422780, or when the lines are active, 07399208468. We're live on the program, The Community and the Law, and today we're going to consider a very interesting question. Bothers on this EU settlement scheme and the pre-settled status that lawyer mentioned. I will get him to really take a step back and let us know what the pre-settled status is. But what do I do if my EU sponsor or a step-parent dies or divorces my parent before my EUSS pre-settled status expires? That is the question. So I would want you to do one thing for me. Now, quickly invite a few other people to come and join us. I'm giving you just a moment. I'm going to take a little short break. And when I come back, we'll delve into the question and the discussion. So ask people to come join us. We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on social media platforms as well. Margaret Dumensa, if you are here, you are being acknowledged. Thank you very much. Tilly, welcome on board. This one says, please, I made a complaint last year about the Thursday host called Prophet. Okay. Seke, when we are done, please call me on the studio text number, if you want to call on WhatsApp, that's what I mean. Or you can call on 0739920848. There's information you need, and we'll make sure we get you that kind of information. So don't worry at all. You are very special, and very, 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 very close to our heart. So definitely don't worry at all. Tilly, thank you. Seki, I've seen all your comments. Thank you very much. Just keep heart. We'll be right back. Now, lawyer, my question is, EU pre-settled status. What is that? Why is it that we say that some people are settled, some people are pre-settled? That is before settlement. If you go into the semantics, before settled, what makes somebody be in that category of before settled and settled? If you could help us with that.
Thank you very much, Brakuku. Viewers and listeners, a very happy new year to you. We have met again. God has been so good. He's brought us into 2023, a year of hope, a year of grace, a year of opportunities. Whichever way you take it, we have to make it happen by the grace of God. So we say, enjoy the best, and today we are going to learn. It might not necessarily be for you, but it will be useful for a friend or a family member who will come later to ask you, what do I do? Because I have pre-settled, I got it through my stepfather or my stepmother. However, they are no longer there, or the person is no longer alive. What do I do? That is very important, because there are many, many, many people who are in that situation. And here we are looking at family members of EU nationals. Family members
of EU nationals.
EU nationals.
Okay.
Now, when we say pre-settled, under Appendix EU to the immigration rules, the law makes provisions for two gateways.
Okay.
The first gateway is the parent gateway, and the second gateway is the child gateway. The parent gateway looks at those who qualify for indefinite stay. That's called settled.
Okay.
And that is why I give a caution that we do not have to misconstrue the use of the word settled in that judgment.
Okay.
With the word settled within the immigration rules.
Right.
So the word settled within the immigration rules means indefinite leave to remain. Call it permanent stay.
Stay. Okay.
So if you qualify, you'll be given permanent stay. Who gets permanent stay? Somebody who has already lived in the UK for 5 years. And that again takes us back to the...
Now, if you say lived in the UK for 5 years, does it cover anybody at all? I might have come in here as a visitor, I've overstayed for 5 years. Does that make me qualify for indefinite leave to remain?
So the law looks at residence.
Okay.
So you have to prove that you've resided in the UK prior to that application for 5 years.
Okay.
And you have to prove it.
Legally or illegally?
It says residence. So continuous residence for 5 years.
Okay.
It doesn't test the legality of your stay there.
Okay.
Right. Now, if somebody had not lived in the UK somebody has lived in the UK for 5 years, and they are making an application based on their relationship to an EU national, then the person will be given 5 years settled status.
Status. Okay.
The same applies to individuals who are EU nationals themselves and have lived in the UK 5 years prior to the EU settlement scheme application. They will be given settled status. How do you prove it? Because you're already in the UK, they will be able to have traces of your life in the UK, and therefore the system can pick up and confirm. If they are not able to confirm it, they will come back to you to prove documentarily that you have lived in the UK 5 years prior to that application. That is settled within the rules.
Okay.
Appendix FM. appendix EU. Then we go to all those who do not meet the 5-year threshold. So if you don't meet the 5-year threshold, then you fall under the baby category or the child category. In this case, you'll be given pre-settled, call it limited leave to remain.
Okay.
Limited leave to remain.
Right.
So you'll be granted a bit with the view to be getting permanent later. And here, for those who have not lived in the UK for 5 years prior to that application. That means, as long as you haven't covered 5 years prior to that application, you are considered to be within the pre-category. So we have to test you more or less, prepare you. So you'll be given pre-settled.
So would it mean that if I spent 2 years prior to that and I'm given pre-settled, I would have to continue until I am here for 5 years before I can make an application or before I could be recognized as a settled person?
So once you attain the 5-year residence threshold, you then make an application to be considered for settled now. For then, you didn't qualify for settled. Now you have, so you can switch to settled.
Do I then have to make an application or is it an automatic conferment of right?
You have to request.
Okay.
So you make an application
Right.
to be given.
Okay. So then we haven't looked at and seen who somebody who is described as a pre-settled person is. We come to the situation that we've put in the question that what happens if, for instance, I depended on my stepfather or my step-parent and I was given pre-settled status. Unfortunately, one of those two things have happened. The person is no more, which we don't expect to happen to anybody. Or the two are not together anymore. They have separated or divorced. What happens to me? Because in that situation, I have been given that bit, waiting for me to complete the cycle. But whoever gave me that privilege is no more available. What do I do?
Thank you very much, Owuraku. So the law, under the withdrawal agreement, contemplated that possibility.
Okay.
That there could be a vacuum or a lacuna of a sort at a point in the life of this person who has been granted pre-settled on the basis of relationship to or with the EU national. It might not even be that the relationship is with this EU national, but the relationship is indirect because this EU national has married my mother or my father, and I have become a family member.
Okay.
Or this EU national has married my sister or my brother, especially for those who fell under extended family application threshold.
Okay.
Either way, you became through an association. Let's assume that this person, as you pointed out, is dead. When you are going to renew your leave, you need a person again.
Okay.
But the person is no more. So how do you prove the evidence they will need? If the person is not there to give you the evidence,
Right.
should you be punished?
I don't think so.
You don't, and I also don't think so. And the law does not also think so.
Okay.
So the law made provision that when that happens, we have to consider these people and check what has actually happened, whether it is their fault or not. If it is not their fault, then we cannot punish them. So we have to treat it as if it's continuing.
Okay.
The law calls it intervening factors. So, but for this, life would have continued for them.
For them. Okay.
And if this factor or situation is not their fault, how do we punish them for that?
It's very clear and straightforward when the person is died. But in a situation where there are disagreements and the relationship cannot continue, the marriage cannot continue, and there's a divorce, in that situation, what happens?
So those intervening factors include death, include divorce. Technically, when there's separation, it doesn't conclude the marriage, so to speak.
Okay.
But separation would be one reason why the marriage may not continue. But insofar as you have not taken steps to
Dissolve it.
or to get yourself out of that relationship, we assume that the relationship is there.
It's there.
Of course, it's become very weak. And that could also mean that because of that, this family member may not be willing to assist you as before.
Right.
But we are looking at instances where it is outright divorce, and therefore the relationship is not there. It is outright death. Well, death can only be outright.
Obviously,
It is
yeah.
death, and therefore you cannot have access to the person anymore. So with these intervening factors, the law allows for these family members to come under retention of right beneficials. So they have to retain their right as though those factors have not occurred. So if the person was alive and I will be granted extension, and the person is dead, then I should be considered as if those
The person.
rights are still there.
Okay.
So we call it retention of right.
Right.
So what right do I have? Your right is that if you have pre-settled and you have now attained 5 years, you can apply for extension to be considered for settled status.
With or without the support of the person that give you the privilege to have that opportunity.
So the presumption is that with the person's support, because you are still with them, but because of that intervening factor, the person is not in the equation. And we cannot punish you for that either. That
Okay.
means we have to allow you to enjoy the rights that you had enjoyed up to the point the person died or the divorce occurred.
Lawyer, there are many that have this notion that you would depend on me when you're going to renew your stay or even apply for a settled status. But for reasons of me not interested in the relationship anymore, I am going to, as we say in our local parlance, I'm going to show you. So then people are not willing to be cooperative when it comes to those things. Are we saying that the law saw this and now it does not hold? With or without the support of the person that granted you the opportunity, you can still apply and be granted indefinite leave to remain when you had pre-settled status?
So that is the position. A good law is the one that will contemplate and preempt future possibilities.
Right.
Bring it to present
Circumstances.
circumstance and say that if this happens tomorrow, what will be the future of the people involved? So the law made provision that there will be retention of right for those people. What right are we talking about?
Yeah.
Right to extend your leave as a family member of this EU national sponsor. And this EU national sponsor could be your stepmother, stepfather, could be your mother, or could be your father, could be your brother, or any other extended family member. If they were available, the rights will be continued. If they are not available, then the law says that the right should continue. But then you have to prove it,
Okay.
that they are not available. So it's not a case of saying that a person is no longer available and therefore I cannot get anything from them to support my application. You have to prove that there has been an occurrence of an intervening factor, an obstacle that prevents you from enjoying that relationship with this family member. So if it is death, how do you prove it?
Well, you obviously will go for a death certificate.
Death certificate. So if you can't prove death certificate, then you can't prove death.
I am envisaging a situation here, lawyer. Let me put it in the form of, I don't want to be talking about death because it's not any pleasant thing.
But we have to be objective.
Yeah.
I mean, we cannot talk about life if we don't contemplate death.
Well,
So we have to be free.
I know you're trying to encourage me to get me out of that situation. But this is a situation where it's my relative who is passed on. When the person died, the certificate probably was issued to somebody who was an immediate relative. And I'm not on good terms with that person. I can't prove the death. But this person who is in the grave holds my life now, one way or the other. How do I prove it when I can't lay hold of that certificate?
How do you prove your date of birth if the person who wrote it down is dead?
There must be a certificate, but I don't have it.
Well, then you can confirm your date of birth. So the point is this, that it is your case that your family member is no longer alive.
Okay.
So there should be evidence. Otherwise, you cannot prove your case.
Okay.
And unfortunately, you cannot tell anybody that even though you are part of this family, they are not giving you access to the certificate.
It would interest you to know that it does happen sometimes.
It does happen. But I mean, unfortunately, that is the position of
Of
the
a
law.
law.
You have to prove that.
In proving it, something just struck me that in this world, in this social media world that we find ourselves in, when the person died, there were announcements, posters, and this internet does not lie, it does not sleep, it does not forget. Would I be allowed to use something I extract from social media to prove that this person whose name is on my record is passed on?
Commonsensically, yes, but legally, no, because that piece of evidence or information you hold is not confirmation of somebody's death. That is why when somebody dies, the person is certified and certificate is issued to confirm the death.
Okay.
So if you only say that the person is dead, yes, you can allege and speculate, but we need the evidence to support that claim. And therefore, I'll conclude that it wouldn't be enough to bring social media or whatever information, posters and what have you. You can use it to support the death certificate, but it should not be a substitute.
All right.
Right. The next intervening factor, I think it's clear on this bit. The second intervening factor is divorce.
Right.
And life is unpredictable and things happen in relationships. And if there is divorce, then again, you have to prove that the marriage broke down irretrievably and it was annulled or there was divorce. This is the evidence. Again, you have to prove that there has been a divorce to the extent that following that separation or divorce, you do not have access to your wife's or your husband's or that stepfather's support document. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
So you need this piece of evidence to prove that. And if you're able to prove that, then you rely on the spirit of the law, which says that if you're able to prove this, then you retain all your rights.
My mother is divorced from my stepfather. The divorce certificate obviously would be with one of them. If it is not with my mother, it might be with my stepfather, who is estranged. This is an embittered person who would not want to give that to me. What do I do?
Two people are joined to the application for divorce.
Okay.
And the outcome of the application, both will know. And both have the right to have a copy of the divorce certificate.
Okay.
So even if you didn't have it before, and therefore the person has it, you can go to court and ask for. And yes, somebody might say, but the court can say, but you have it, go and get it. But you can make an application for a copy, and that is allowed.
If you say you, does it mean me as a person making the application, or my mum or my estranged whoever can go for a copy?
So we are talking about this person who is part or party to the application for divorce, but for some reason does not have access to the certificate.
Right.
So that is you. And you then must make an application to court to ask for a copy of that certificate which your which your partner, your ex-partner or ex-husband or wife has. And for some reasons, the person is not willing to share with you.
Okay. So having gathered that, I need that application, the document to help me with that. Is the certificate alone enough for me to prove that the person is not available to support me with my application?
So that is your evidence of retention of such right you had before from that person.
Okay.
And the reason is that so that document will cover all other documents that you should have now to support your application to prove that you've been with this person up to this point and that there's still relationship and maybe dependency.
Okay. So in my situation, what apart from proving that I depended on such a person, even though the person may not be available, what else do I need to prove? Is it automatic when I have the person's support, directly or indirectly? Is it automatic that I'll be granted?
So at this stage, you don't need the person any longer because there's no way you can have the person because there's divorce and therefore everybody's gone their separate ways. They will not even mind you if you ask for help, quote unquote. The person is dead and therefore family members don't really care what happens to you because they were not party to whatever marriage or family relationship that existed between their family member who is dead and you or you and your family. And therefore, that piece of evidence, i.e. death certificate or marriage certificate, divorce certificate, will confirm that the relationship is severed by way of whatever has happened. Now, we are looking at two separate timelines.
Right.
Before that event occurred and after the occurrence of that event.
Right.
We are in 2023 January. You are making your application on Monday, 9th January 2023. This factor, remember your pre-settled is expiring, so you are going to renew. 5 years ago, you had it. So let's say 2008, thereabout, isn't it? Now, 2021, the intervening factor.
That's 3 years from when you had your pre-settled.
Let's assume that it was before it was death or it was divorce. So you have to prove up to 2021 when whatever happened. Then after 2021, you don't have to prove anything because you can't prove anything.
Right.
And the rules make provision for such situation to say that from 2021, when the event occurred, up to the point we are making your application, the rules should not expect you to prove anything apart from that event evidence. But before the occurrence of that event,
you still have to prove
anything because you were still with a person or you were still a family member of that person.
Wouldn't that evidence be found on my initial application?
In that case, if your initial application covered such evidence, then you will have it, won't you?
Yes,
you can provide it. But anything apart from that or from that date of the factor occurring, that you don't have to. They will ask you, but you have to point it out to them that the law says I do not have to. Sometimes they forget, so you point it out to them.
Don't they do that deliberately?
Well,
How can they forget?
We have to be aware that caseworkers are not quote unquote lawyers who may remember the law most of the time.
Right.
They are caseworkers dealing with cases, applying the law. And that's why sometimes they get the law wrong, the application of the law wrong, because they may not necessarily understand the law. So even if they know and they think that you don't know, they want to take advantage of your ignorance to favor themselves. Don't you think so?
Obviously.
So you have to point it out to them. So they will come back and say, provide up to 2023, up to date, show that you were living with your partner from this point to that point.
But then you can also step in and say, I can provide up to 2021.
After
Because
that,
then beyond, no, because the person is not available,
Exactly.
either not in the relationship or is not alive.
Exactly. And this is the evidence of the occurrence of that event.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at the situation where, in the event where your EU sponsor, your step parent, or your family member is no longer available, either died or divorced, and your EU pre-settled status is expiring, what do you do? And lawyer is taking his time to take us through what you need to do and retention of your rights. That's the catchword there, the retention of your right. How do you prove it? Prior to the event happening where the person ceases to be in the picture, you may need to prove that. And beyond that, if you have evidence that the relationship has ended, the person's link to you has ended, then you do not have to prove anything beyond that. We have questions, we have observations, we have concerns. I would be inviting that very soon. The text number is 07950 422780, or you can call us on 07399208468, 07399208468. If you want to appear on the show via video, we have a link that you can use, and when you look underneath the picture of a lawyer Asmah on the screen, it says guest.ecam.live, and the particular number 2cc2ac42f is something you can use. So you can just put that in your browser and you appear live with us on the show. We want to say thank you very much to WWhat Solicitors for their support. We want to say thank you to WWhat Solicitors for giving us the opportunity to come your way with all these updates and the rest of it. We'll be right back, and when we come in, we'll be looking at some further information the lawyer will be providing and your questions as well. Remember, the text number is 07950422780, and the phone number is 07399208468 or 0208-123-1016. Okay, yeah, welcome back. Thank you very much. A few comments, then I will quickly go to a friend and our guest on the line now. Lawyer Charles Asmah is my resource person this afternoon. We'll be looking at what he has for the questions. Good evening, all. NK says so. NK, Kofi switch. Okay, NK, I'll be coming back to this question. Let me quickly go on to the person we have on the line. So we'll keep your question and we'll come back to it. 07399208468. Yanko na fe yankofa the phone call. Now, we have Lawyer Asmah on standby as well. Lawyer, is there anything, or we can go to the phone line now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, all right. Hello? Hello? Oh, okay, the person couldn't stay on. So let me then quickly pick any case bit. So that, oh, okay, just before I say Jack, the person comes back. And any case, I'll still get you to hold on. Forgive me, I'll come back. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mami. What to say? Good. I've been commenting. I've just said na yeting kwamo ewo ahwade. Well, let's hear your question. Now, lawyer, are you ready?
Actually, me kuno jame me wari ni no jam. Experience and so you don't know jame. na my divorce no nti me divorce certificate no na say me 5 years no ona nka bi busa se me day.
Well, this person, it looks like typical example you gave. 3 years into the relationship, yes, there's divorce. Now she spent 5 years. What does she do? She's got the certificate. She applied for the divorce anyway.
So you can see that the fact pattern from this client or this caller fits the position of the law we are discussing.
Okay.
So everything we are saying is for her in particular,
Okay.
and anybody else. So what we are saying is this, that this person was granted pre-settled status by her relationship with this EU national. Midway into the journey to attain 5 years, the relationship is
Broken down.
Breaks down, and there is divorce. Can I go forward? Yes. Because the law foresaw that this will happen and made provision that when it happens, your rights before divorce will continue to the end. But you have to prove that you are no longer together.
In this circumstance, our sister has the divorce certificate.
All she needs is divorce certificate. Making the application using the old documents before the divorce to support the application, and the divorce certificate to confirm that they are no longer there from the 3 years to the 5th year. And that's it. They will come back to say that provide XYZ. She will just check to see, can I have this XYZ? Was it before the divorce or after the divorce? If the XYZ that they're asking for is after the divorce, you go back and tell them, check your law. It says, I don't have to.
And that ends the story.
And that ends the story. They may not remember their law, so you point it out to them that you said XYZ in the law. So that is what I'm relying on.
Okay.
End of story. And that is where sometimes we do advise or suggest that when it's thorny in this nature, because this can be a bit complicated, you seek advice. And the one who understands the nitty-gritties puts in the application for you, so that they will point it out to them right from day one to avoid wasting too much time.
Okay. 020812311016 or 07399208 numbers on the screen. Your text number is 07950422780. Hello.
Hello, Gogu.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. That's fine.
Nyame Adumboko now, sir.
My question with a quick one. Person bisa lawyer Asmah.
Okay.
Me you family member. Me dear no more demand me no. Oma nya ware na ntu. Nti omo demand me say me na attract nti na omo demand me.
Okay.
They say me time no beso a o say me kwaji me indefinite. Na me ne ntem nya fine to say. Nti me pese me bisa lawyer Asmah na akwanche be na obetimi da na send law no esi.
Okay.
Also.
But also.
Directly, I saying.
Nyame Adumboko lawyer.
Good. What can send me? No, it can also one jar and antum.
Yeah.
Then somebody ma based on our.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what not snatch it?
So our anything on that snatch. So how come they didn't agree, sir, on an hour react snatch? And so on the man. That means omoji our to me in a way.
Okay.
Because of one jar and tomorrow, then there will be no basis of family relationship. But what just here?
Yeah,
so
but no,
according so one jar and tomorrow, and come back and say, so relationship now we can also anyhow.
Okay.
Come farmer will cry. Because when you hear appendix FMI, you better say, even though we won't qualify, no, or EX1, exceptional circumstance, into your mouth. You then a pure law. Who qualify the amount?
Unqualified farmer.
The ones are why your application say, well, you're yes, I know,
Yeah, Ghana me yeah.
And almost to them no, almost you if you are now almost say we get papa and I say papa, but eventually almost change your mind in our ma or me boy.
And said the mammy chemu kakra, now wait me a mammy, correct answer. I want say me yeah dear warrior and a coy no. Me koko to inquire 3 times. Omo refuse. Until later no. And ọmọdé maame sẹ mene na atena nti empra na ọmọ gyina akọ ọmọdé maame nti na 5 years na aboro so kwa na me cause nka me ko pay indefinite nti me ko na ọmọ kyerẹ me sẹ aware na ọmọ anya ntum nti indefinite na me qualify until say me serve for 5 years and na ọmọ de indefinite na man nti me ko ho na maame bi hu sẹ ọmọ anya aware na ntum.
Okay. Now what would you account when they say? I'm going to refuse you. And I will call court. And I court the cancer young farmer. Yes, I net here.
Derby. Court or man farmer. Me actually there for some years.
Okay, but you know the job money. Would you have I didn't know 2 and our home office for and farmer. I'm going to refuse you.
Yeah.
No, they are not die court appeal. Yes, I net here.
Yeah, me call court appeal or man farmer me.
And the appeal no almost dismiss here.
Almost reason is that almost a marriage certificate. There's a problem with the marriage certificate.
No, but court.
You can say or for home office for no kind of swan say or do it.
Yeah, or case of for so say marriage certificate. There's a problem. Your man farmer me. Or marriage certificate
application, you know.
Yeah. It's me can for some years. Because now me will bow home hand me the me banner for G2.5 and after 2.5 and I'm to know and go for way no almost yesterday to mess around my warrior and no ako into me call any na straight away on the mammy to me the mammy no almost share me say emplano amene no atawale ne de almost omunyi to na emplano amene na try no no mo de amame nti ebra na because abru be 10 years nti because nka me ya worry be more than 10 years. Because me koji indefinite no unless say my 5 years answer because me dey na nya ware nse you mra ne kire say so ne ware 5 years even no say we need yeah me ka me too me
yeah nentia maybe say one say what some no ehia pa but what some no ehia ema wo ene me but what just here
Okay.
Because they were from near Okano, anytime one Okasako in India now the Yamafu for air. That means I mean what's nice here, you ever Casabe for 30 minutes, but it will have a lot of facts.
Okay.
So fact won't mean for my program where you so.
Okay.
Yeah, my some of the Mawono and you're complete.
Okay.
And my person because I want to say who could now basso at a point. Which now we are so almost refuse here. We call her, we for her. No matter the now person who say all this no, we can boom more then over to me aye. This are back now what the evidence now warning in our back. Need to say these are questions. HRC need to advice so. That's what I say.
Okay, much yes.
Enti, Yamasa say because say a peculiar case because we need more information. I able to meet now sooner. Yedi amawa kwantra ebe wow. Why?
Okay, internet. That be na me no book appointment na me.
We say we be Monday to Friday. You resume that.
Okay.
Until part from Monday office. Why?
Okay. Me office number me book here.
Okay. Fantastic.
Okay.
You, Bema, yada senyame in show 0739920846. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, mommy.
Yeah, don't see me, you
yes, yeah, that's it. Okay. But your loyalty.
No. But my question is, when you will be opposite, we are naturalization. But unfortunately, you would be kind lawyer and would be kind of fail forms. I'm aware in your copy. And what they say. Who how we see forms and all kind of storage. But question is, you or no more. When you sound just as now, The person may find out to say, oh, your naturalization, are you online? Say, how did you meet your husband?
The question, the opposite who they say, sir, question the same, obviously, answer. No. Hello? Oh, sorry. But so be to me assign after, I think the line dropped. Yeah, Luciano, yeah.
Okay, I think yes, madam, we heard what you were asking. So we'll go into that. Because madam is no longer on the call, I will respond in English. I think she's calling back.
Let's hope that it's hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. But Janso Kakrama, lawyer answer question and or answer quickly. Just hold on briefly a minute or two.
Let's finish because it's on the call. Let's finish with that. I've noted madam's question down.
Okay, all right.
Let's finish with him.
And the boss, Mbacho ENTO.
Good afternoon, you running lawyer.
Yes.
Pacho, two questions. Pacho, first one is
that Kevin?
Hello.
Mbacho, you're first saying.
Hello, Pacho, your friend Kelvin. Lawyer Charles, this is Japa. Yes, sir. Yeah, lawyer. Happy New Year, lawyer.
Happy New Year to you too, Calvin. Go ahead, please.
Very good. And Pastor, two quick questions.
Yes.
But the first one is new law now court a ruling say you family member no. So 5 years in there's no need to apply for settled status automatic no. Does it apply to almost family members now? And not just the EU passport holders.
Should I answer that first?
All right.
So it's only for EU nationals.
Right.
Not with their family members. So that right is not transferred.
Lovely. Thank you. And the second one, sir, who can you na efie miensa no so na say aware a break here. Do the other partners still have the option to do the retain of rights of residence in Nana?
What it is if it's death, nobody can envisage death, and therefore it cannot be held against you. But if it is marital relationship, you can control the issues with a view to settling it, to continue your marital life. So you might be separated for some time as part of the fact that the marriage is broken down, but you still love your wife or husband, and therefore you don't expect it to end soon or now. So you are still working on it. If after 3 years it's still not working, you take steps to go for divorce. So what I would say is that work on it, go past 3 years.
Okay.
And if it's still not working, then you know that you tried your best. You you make application for divorce. What here?
Yes, lawyer, I get it. But on the other side, if the other partner still insists, I'm not interested, I'm going before 3 years, what will be the fate of the other partner?
Well, if it is divorce, it is divorce. As long as you've gone through the court process and the court has deemed it fit to issue you with divorce certificate, so be it. So, if the court grants you divorce certificate, you rely on that divorce certificate to retain your right. Are you with me?
Oh, the call is gone off again.
Yeah, so Calvin, as long as you have marriage certificate, divorce certificate, that's your evidence of that intervening event happening, then you accept your right.
Hello.
Is that Kevin again?
Brother Kumbacho, and Kevin, I read an abobo.
No, Bob, hold on.
You must be hold on.
Okay.
So, Calvin, what we are saying is that once the marriage is over and you have divorce certificate, your retention of rights.
Yeah, lawyer.
You can assert your rights with respect to retention of rights under the rules. So your job is to ensure that the marriage, the divorce process is complete. You have obtained your divorce certificate. Then, when you are making your application, you add that to application. So that is the response to question number 2. Before that, shall we go to, or is the person on the call?
No, there was one you needed to, please
Madam.
respond to that before we
So
go to
Madam is saying that she wants to make application for naturalization. However, application has previously been made. She does not remember the information she provided and therefore is worried what to do in the new application in order not to be seen to be falsely representing information. That's the question. Where you do not remember and you don't want to make a mistake, you make an application to the Home Office for subject access request. So here you make comprehensive subject access request so that all the information they have of you should be given to you. And from there you can have traces of things you have said to them, including even applications you have submitted. So that is what we will say to Madam. So all is not lost. She has to make an application, subject access request.
Okay. Right, Bob. Before Bob, we'll take Bob's call and then we'll go onto the platform to pick up some of the questions, starting with any case 1. Bob, let's hear you.
Brother Kumbacho, Happy New Year.
Same to you, boss.
Asmah, Happy New Year. Nekoswa di more than say ko BWF de say and also na ye 8 years mbedi mochi.
Ay, wow.
Mbedi mochi 2015. This time me pam ho da every game we adwuma mu kra me wia me ho di mochi. Na nyame shiramu.
That's so heartwarming.
Wealth knowledge from BWF.
That's right.
You am a knowledge pa. Enye adeseto na wa kuna misira so nka se na enena mbenka medam wate ewo quiz no adena me wini na nyame epe enenya nyame ayade na bido
that's
Bismarck.
Na misira mu
okay
Is that
Bismarck? Na ejuma mu ambato mitio
Bismarck, right? Una winning 3rd prize.
Yeah, I'm back. I brother Graham.
Good.
Yeah.
Bismarck. I mean, Mr. Wansam. Nipa na okoye na do, and how is he?
Oh, brother. Me say me sira de adania bro. Say look straight at you. Say papa e ye ne no. E bie kwan to man. Can am do command no. Me nya ho paso be blue brother.
Oh.
Well done. Na ko tiatika no me send call na pa hospital mu ye bibia kimoni bibia banyamia sa manya ho passport bravo I mean
God bless
you.
God bless you so much.
And judgment the move bobi mo ya de papa na me di mochi e di mo dance yes because of knowledge you've imparted in the community no is beyond imagination.
That's right. Thank you.
No question. Be ambassador. Me take na me busa lawyer Asmah na nko boy akra.
No problem. Go ahead.
Me nkati connect. Me use me anam daye. Mpacho me be British. Me oba Bema. Me oba na me mame abahasi. Onu okun ne bayo. Oye dependent of a student no aba. Na mpacho obedru. Me oba no. Mo boa me mame de ko school. GP no or Boakwano under Article 8 ECA are European Convention Article 8 no or Yana Sedi na let me say man bet me me banner or 7 years no British passport no so I human rights application 2.5 na the akrani ye maame nana minister maame ene papa timi gina akra so e application that the ES1 obo yini gina bat nana no obetimi gina so na pacho wadaroma ena mbese mbusa lawyer Asmah.
Okay.
Nanano ye EU.
But Nanano Nana Obama, Nana Aquano, British. Aquano British.
Nana Fono, under EU law.
Nana Fono under EU law.
Nana Fono, they come under EU law. And the immigration rules pure should be children. And he said, Nana dear, to me, engineer, whether it's a British citizen or not. But no bit to me, so. So I thought say the background maybe a couple of questions, but because I say the nana no dear to me engineer or nana eso because akwalano e wone papa ne maame a omohwe anyway. Pacho what you say?
Lawyer, Pacho Matias, Pana, Aquano autistic spectrum challenging behavior, Nana no ewana brabuma or any primary care. Or EBB Amano, and no still I want to mean as well.
Sanano a para, not our guardianship where evidence dear. Then Nanano take key responsibility of a parent. When you what we call parental responsibility. This is another parental responsibility dear, and you bet me just have parental responsibility right in the so. Like I said, in a sharp lie, and to me, and here say, remember, be, they made to me at Naha say, Asheno. But what you say?
Pacho Matias, now parental responsibility should be from the cause, and I say just agreement between the parents and
parental responsibility. Because any court in back now, Obaja Palano fee, I will for her, not their family member way, say, we'll share temporarily.
Okay.
So we are moving away from immigration rules to family law.
Family law, Okay, Matthias, and I wanted to clarify.
Family law, then you explore your rights within immigration rules.
Okay. You, Matthias, last month. And the mayor, Mama, updating upon that. Mechanism, I mean, some way happy new year. You man, I'm born. You say, Dimochia, we it's time to hear any access to it. You be much
no. Well done.
That was my few. I said, I'm busy because all boy, you might say, and you know, but even Tonka, but me follow already, you know. Now, if I show an update, Obi better or what to be one of them. The other two never screen and come in your number, and I mean, come on, and one from Kubu.
Oh, okay.
British passport.
Let me pick it up and even put it on right away. Now, okay. And that is coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and this is it. 07596 620 154.
154. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 07596620154.
But I offer to see how was Abekano. Why?
Mate, my friend.
Okay.
But that's the problem. When you miss some, why? Is it what I'm British? You know, say, men don't you me brother.
Oh,
is it problem? Men don't care, bro.
Bye. Okay, all right, me that's say you better won't very soon. Yes. Let me pick up the one from NK, na Mimfama lawyer. I was say Kofi switched from his 4.5-year continuity stay on a 10-year route as a partner to a skilled worker social care with 3 years certificate of sponsorship. Can Kofi apply for indefinite leave after 1 year on his current route, since he would have lived in the UK legally for 5 years, with a summation of his previous route and the current adding up to 5 years? Wow.
Right. So that's a good question, because we are looking at whether the person can put all his leave, both prior and now, together to accumulate what they want. Mind you, a 5-year change in the law rule is going for those who are making application for naturalization. So if you are making application for naturalization, what we are saying is that you would have lived in the UK for So we are looking at the 5-year residence, the 5-year test, instead of others who would have said that, right, you have to stay 10 years here and there. But this person is looking at making application for indefinite leave to remain. If you are making application for indefinite leave to remain, the law doesn't cut corner at this stage. But if you are making application for indefinite leave to remain, you would have finished your 10-year route if you are under the 10-year, or you would have finished your 5-year continuous stay if you are on the skilled worker route. So the person is asking, can we combine? Yes, we can combine, but when you are combining, you combine up to 10.
Okay.
So when you combine up to 10, you make application for indefinite leave to remain. What we were discussing was somebody who had indefinite leave to remain long time ago, and because they had not done 10 years, they had to wait because they couldn't jump to do naturalization. So we are saying that the law allows for 5 years continuous.
Okay.
So if you've had 5 years continuous and you have had your indefinite for 1 year, then you can go ahead to make application for nationality or citizenship. So this person, we are discussing indefinite leave to remain, because that is where the person's progress or journey has gotten to. So 4.5 plus 3 years gives 7.5. So they still have 2.5 to go to attain 10 years to be able to move. Or they wait because they're already on the skilled worker, they've done 3 years. So if we put together, he's got 2.5 to go. If he stays on the skilled worker, he's got 2 years to go. So in between the 10-year journey, he would have, so the 9.5 years, he would have had 5 years on the skilled worker route. Then he goes the 5th year indefinite leave to remain application.
Okay. 0739908468. We're picking some comments from the platform, so those on the call, just bear with me, I'll come back to you. Ezekiel Johnson, thank you very much. Happy New Year. We have Ajiwa and Ajimai. Good evening to you all. Henry Sapon says, hi, Harry. Thank you. Tilly Duma, Ezekiel Johnson, welcome on board, darling boy, and Happy New Year. Well done, Tilly, for making people feel welcome on board. Now, one from Covenant Grace. Please, approximately how many gigabytes or terabytes of space is given to each applicant by UKVCAS to upload their documents, whether the application is for FLRM, FLRFP, Set M, or Set O? Is the space unlimited or limited?
Okay, so when you are uploading your document, you just have to make sure that the size is enough to be uploaded. If it's more than what it should be, let's not even worry about how much. If it is more than what is required, it will not allow you to upload. It means you have to compress it again and try again. If you keep trying and it goes, that's it. So let's not worry about the IT language. Let's just deal with the simple things. Just like emailing a document. If it's too big, it won't go. So try again. If it's okay, it will go. Then you know you are done. Okay? So that's what you will do. Compress it if it doesn't go. Compress again if it's still not going. If you do it and it goes, end of story.
Okay. Nana Frimpong answer. A friend of mine wants to know if it would be possible for her to do a fee waiver application for her 10-year-old daughter born in the UK based on her being born here and spent 10 years in the UK. Do you have anything like fee waiver for a child born in the UK?
So this is a child who wants to be registered to become a British national or citizen, so nationality application. The law allows for children who wants to be registered and cannot afford, of course, the parents who cannot afford. So the answer is yes. Fee waiver threshold has been extended to cover children when they are doing citizenship applications and the parents cannot afford. But the proof still lies within the fee waiver application process. So you have to prove that you are destitute, there's no enough money, what you have is not enough to cover your essential living needs, and therefore, if the child's application were to be paid, the parents will suffer effect afterwards.
Okay. Covenant Grace, you brought in another one. Let me pick that one up. What does it say? I think in this case, Nana is doing care job and not parent. Nice question, though. Okay. You're following the discussion and the response. Good evening, Emmanuel Sechi. Thank you very much. Now, one here on our phone platform says, my fingerprints were taken in Ghana when I applied for spousal visa to the UK. When I applied for extension inside UK, my old biometrics were refused with the IDV app for face scanning. Can I use IDV app and my old biometrics again when applying for settlement after 5 years?
So, well, this is a technical issue, isn't it? So these days they have made it open. Others will use the IDV and others will go through the normal system. The IDV, usually you have to download the app and use it, or you will be invited to use it automatically if they expect you to use it. So the answer is, you can use the IDV to upload the ID you have and other things. And if it allows, that will be it. It will be processed. Otherwise, you have to book. And I don't know what they told him when he went for the fingerprint the second time during the extension. But either way, they would have given him a document to complete. So our brother or sister, yes, you can use the IDV, and if they are happy with it, that will be it. If they are not, they will ask you to go to the biometric center to have your fingerprints and facials taken. Okay.
One from our WhatsApp platform. I'm applying for indefinite based on my British wife on the 5-year route. I meet all the requirements for indefinite. Regarding accommodation, I cannot get a letter from my landlady because she has traveled. So my wife has written a letter explaining our circumstance. My wife has lived at the address for 10 years without tenancy agreement because of a relationship with the landlady who is her aunt. At the moment, my wife is the caretaker of the property, which she has explained in a letter for consideration of our exceptional circumstances. We have added utility bills and bank statements. Will this be okay to replace landlord's letter or tenancy agreement due to our exceptional circumstance? I think there's a further one there to complement that. It says that our combined income is 65,000 per year, about 3 times the requirement of 18,600. Can this help with accommodation as we can maintain and accommodate ourselves without recourse to public funds? We have done this for the past 5 years.
If you have done this for the past 5 years, the presumption is that they will agree to it once again.
Okay.
So go ahead. If they do not wish to agree this time, they will write to you to provide evidence of accommodation. Go to the post office or WWhat, pick tenancy or lodger's form, complete it, get the landlord to sign.
But this landlord is not available.
The landlord is traveled.
It's traveled, yes.
Yeah, they can scan the form, forward it to the person prints and signs, take pictures, send it back to you, print and use it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's possible. I mean, technology is said that things are easier. The world is global village now. Okay. So so try it. If they still insist, then you do what I have suggested.
Okay. 0739920848. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, boss.
Pacho Odishebani.
Nana Odisheba Kwaku Meye Dede.
Yamisha
also, yeah, that's it.
So, question we say madam for. Oh no, Italy in Krata. Anna Oba has been a German who ye. But they say when you 2.5. No person who say Okono Okoji Italy den baka affecting Ohana.
Is our friend on the line?
Yeah.
So the Italian laws are different from British laws. So my advice will be based on British law or UK law. Now, under UK law, if you're on a 2.5 years leave to remain, you have to be living here, and when the visa is about to expire, the last 28 days, you have to make application to extend it. If you do not extend it and the visa expires, Of course, you may have 14 days grace period if for any reason you didn't. But if after even the 14 days grace period you still have not extended, then you do not have leave to remain in the UK. Technically, you have become illegal. So you told me that your friend is on 2.5, which means it's either on a 10-year route or the 5-year route under Appendix FM. So they have to be in the UK so that they can extend. They can travel, but they cannot stay away for, usually we say 6 months, but I would say don't go for more than 4 months. Because you are supposed to be living here anyway. Go on holidays, but come back. So if this person wants to pursue their commitment abroad, they can. So he can travel abroad to Italy, pursue other commitments, come back. As long as he doesn't stay away more than necessary, he's on holiday, he can do whatever he wants to do, come back and continue life. Is that clearer?
Yeah. So obetimi akwa retaining all more grata no wase about.
What I'm saying is, I'm not talking about Italian law. I'm talking about British law. But I'm also talking about the fact so which need to cry now back.
But ono person who say like okoji ono mo de na affecting no wa hase ya.
Because of us. Okoji no what na wa na so okoji no dey abet na say.
There be okoji no aba. Tell be your person. See be your person ko holidays a obetime isu ono mo de na ko.
So that's what I'm saying is that so person be dual person o keep need dey no ho a. After all, I will call Italy. So we can't throw behind our what you say.
Oh yeah, of course.
You don't have to tell anybody say me Italy. Nobody wants to know. What people want to know is say what you who protecting how they walk hand. But what you say?
Okay, Pacho Matthias.
And so when you are baby, not another boy to live your life outside that. You just have to make sure they say you don't lose when you are Hano. But what you say?
Pacho Matthias.
My answer to you is say obetumi to crying, but man don't call check. Or call now back because our have unlimited leave. So or call now or cha brother swan won't to me and you renew no. Why? That's the caution and maybe no. Obetumi to cry 3 months maximum or call now back. No, I bet one abra bosso ewa or call now na bra bona no. In your age layer, unja ho number back because a hana or day na bra bono ebepie. But what does it? But nyama foforo pie wo ho ma no dia of course obetumi yusu eno e be aye ne opeso de ye e wo ho but what does it?
Pacho Matthias.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's 0739920848. Hello.
Okay. All right.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year.
Same to you, boss.
Patron, person bisa question me mama one of the big hospitals Owuraku Owusu.
Okay.
Me maintenance assistant. But my manager me old manager if we call another company into there's a new manager who came in. I knew say from the initial stage, I knew say he didn't like me. Into your buyer, he wants to say me extra jobs, contract, or me a different job additional to whatever I stand with the hospital.
Okay.
Into me catch and say things that are not part of my contract. No, I can't do it. Into me called Wednesday, Thursday, or draft a new contract, things that he wants me to do. And I make a chance whatever he wants me to do, no. I have to go home, go through it, and see if I can sign it or not. Or see, no, someone sign, or insist that someone sign. If anything, or better take disciplinary action against me. Until it turns to an argument, then I said to him, I need a second personal opinion. There was a woman always remember people know say she's so a nice person. Honestly, but now, almost some about me 24 hours to sign the contract. And I'm saying, I'm not going to sign anything. I need to speak to my union. It's true, as someone me exchanging, I was so upset. And I'm my kuma, because I've got blood pressure. So I just walked out.
and I finished my friend my GP, and I'm a GP said I should go to A&E. So when I went to A&E, now my pressure was so high. They have to keep me there till evening before I come home. So when I came home, no, almost so insensitive. Main sign contract. No, when I spoke to the union so I can say I should not sign. No one can force me to sign anything. That I've let them know. But I want to know what next step I should take because I know so when I go to work, I'm not like whatever has happened. No, I still have the memory, and till now, I'm still panicking. So I don't know what's the way forward. Please.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So, viewers and listeners, we are now talking about employment law under Employment Right Act 1996. Now, our caller here works and he's experiencing harassment at work. The harassment is that he's being pestered or pressured to sign a contract that seeks to vary his contractual agreement. Under Section 1 of the Employment Right Act 1996, you have to be given a contract of employment that spells out your rights and responsibilities. And also there are other things that may come up by implied expectations. Anytime there is need for variation of the contract, it has to be by agreement between the employee and the employer.
Not forced down
it
his throat.
It cannot be forced down. That's why the union was right to point out that they cannot force it on you. Now they are forcing you to do it, and as a result of that, your health has been triggered. There are two issues here, the health trigger and the harassment that is happening. And because of that, our friend here has two options: to force himself out willingly and sue for constructive dismissal, because the behavior of the employer has made him leave the place. And because of that, the court will intervene to deal with the matter for him, to give him remedy. He can also ignore whatever issues that are going on, or even his health, and stay there and see what they will do. The worst case scenario is that they will terminate him. Then he will sue for unfair dismissal.
Okay.
So that is what you can do. For now, you can also contact ACAS. Just go on the internet and type ACAS, ACAS contact number. Call ACAS, tell them your story, and they will deal with that. Or contact a lawyer, and the lawyer will write to them, spelling out your rights, what they cannot do. And if they dare do that, what you can also do through the lawyer.
Okay.
Why?
All right. Can they call the office for you to support?
Yeah, if the person wants us to intervene, of course, we do employment. So book appointment, come in, we'll listen, and we'll write to the employer, spelling out. But that has cost implications.
Oh, yes.
So you can explore ACAS, and if things are not, if you are not getting what you want,
you can
support you through.
Okay. Your text message here, one says, good afternoon, lawyer. I came in as an international student. I got enrolled and attended a few lectures. Along the line, funds for my fees and rent were cut due to the demise of my father. I had to drop out by deferring my course, and since then have been here. I entered the UK last year, January, and been here since. Please, what can be done to help me? According to the school, I had to pay half of the fees owed since I got enrolled and attended lectures.
Okay. Unfortunately, our friend is not on a call to seek follow-up answers. So I'll just go by the fact presented. A student can't pay fees, can't go to school, visa may be cancelled, I don't know. Not expired yet. It appears it's not expired.
It does appear that it's not expired.
It's not expired, but we don't know whether it's been cancelled by the university. If it is not cancelled by university, we assume that it is still valid. There are instances where universities will intervene in situations like that and offer support to the international students within their welfare system or the hardship funds. So he can explore that. If that is not working, he can consider switching from current status to another status.
Once his visa has not expired.
As long as the visa has not expired, he can switch. So if he finds an employer who is willing to offer him a job under the skilled worker route or any other route, he can then switch to that. Or if he, whilst here, has a child who is British or EU child, then he can make an application based on his direct access to this child under provisions of Appendix FM, direct access. Or if whilst here he is married, then he can look at becoming a dependent of his wife based on based on the status of the wife, if it's possible. Or whilst here, if he is married and the wife has skilled worker route, then he can become a dependent of the skilled worker spouse. So these are possible options, but he can only explore them before the visa expires or it is cancelled. Or even if it is not expired,
it could be cancelled.
And once it's cancelled, you have no leave.
Okay. I'll take one quick one here. Anike, could we switch from, okay. I think we've answered this one. Yeah, so thank you, Anike. Odeshia Banana Kwekume says what? Thanks very much, Lawyer Charles. Odeshia, thank you very much as well. Abena Ativo, good evening to all. Happy New Year. Abena, thank you. Good evening. And thank you for your faith in us. Yeah, for the next call, it will be the last one before we draw the curtains down. Hello?
Hello. All right,
yes,
Lawyer Kevin, I'm back.
Theophilus.
Kelvin, I'm back again.
Oh, Kevin, okay. All right, let's hear you.
Very good. Lawyer, it's like my same one back. He still wants some cases from you. Very good. Pastor said, Nipunu no, you. Yeah. And now 2 years, action. And I'm supposed to die our real 2 years, So we die our real. Still, the kind of rights, abandon Sabekana, lawyer.
Yeah, in why I'm a man on the say court and I granted divorce. It is a court.
Yeah.
And who say who qualify not or the mawa. Nobody can challenge that divorce certificate. So what divorce and your retention of rights kicks in. What you say?
Okay. Yes.
So you are talking about when you are 3 years, obey to me the hour now. Now Mr. May can say, so obey to me and say want to me court na Rebecca. It is a court.
Okay.
It's a court the man there. Who am I to say it's not good? What you say?
Pastor Matthias, lawyer.
Exactly.
Not just 3 years and soon. That's a court to go our still our retaining the right and your status on the lawyer.
Yeah, we here would be retaining a divorce certificate.
All right.
So divorce certificate to a valid in Quadia.
Nobody can do
the story. Why?
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. I think I might break my own rule and use the next 2 minutes for the next call. Hello? Hello?
Hello, yeah, but I'm afraid
Mama, naturalization.
Hello?
What the naturalization no?
Yeah, me patrona me say. Me pese me who say that question where idea eta happen and because I know na me answer to it. Me busa my subject access we see for the me basic one but still I mean over 2 months in me feedback biya. Nti me pese nka me who say you busa that question where lawyers they omota ye bebre no. Pese me who so mu busa say where did you meet your husband no? E idea o eka na because me divorce okra etwem and amenya be indefinite.
You bet maybe so some no. Nti be so so. Me say bet maybe so some no. You be so as a so kind of cry a womb because what can actually want pain. But what does here?
Yeah.
So what
and no Yeah, no, me feel that part.
Well, it doesn't matter who did it. You give the who the 2 minutes mile, you pardon or your mile, but what does it?
Well, Musa me sa question.
But would you to say your application? No, the call you me boy.
Me pajoane.
Nti a yawo dia. This a yawo dia dia, na sa won kai ne wo mu a. Subject access no na betumi ehu ni a ewo mu a ye de call ye. Nti eni sa wo prepare wo say ade na che, nti me de kwasa twen. Say kokokoko na eba na ne a wo hwehwe wo pe wo mu no enimu dia. Wo your application no a even that you don't put anything there. Of course, I say we did be sure when now to go with him. We na what they require, say we the letter to so say me your application can no only say me time me worry but every aba me kai santi ni amade ahye we su no me kai say eye no ana say eye no e just say one ma caution. Say it could say we control. But what does it?
Me pajoane. Yeah, because me yes me feel comprehensive no omu busa me say why. Enunti na mi jaye ye say bi hu say me try sha ho say bi a me resi. Enunti na ma mi jaye ya me ye bi.
Nti say wo ye bibi na say wo ye sure na say wo hwe na emu odu ma wo a wo de be ma lawyer.
Mpacho mate.
No lawyer aboa wo, ko lawyer bi o beti ase nkwan a o de be fa so onu di nkomo wi a. But what does it?
Mpacho.
But we jai there, mean to me can say a yes, say we jai because I say we go with him. But what does here? It is a way to me a lawyer, na lawyer, not so. Why? Now, even that, the lawyer, like I said, young China subject access report, a request. Omodi mwaya no ba, na ye huni e wom. Say ni mua, na ye huni a ye no. Why?
Me pacho you. And was that course I Mpacho I aboa me pa.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. And I was up course so na ye de o ya aware a. E say ye text message na both text messages and WhatsApp course no be printing ni nyina na wa upload.
You usually know WhatsApp no na messages e was so. So course no dia yeah, and no when shut down record do bibia unless the whole year call no a which pictures. But no it doesn't really tell any story. Na me pacho nipa no wo amanwane anase nipa no e wo krum ha.
Oh, the line I cut.
Right.
Let's look at the scenarios.
Yeah, because I don't see the obvious point in the WhatsApp bit when you are doing the naturalization. When you are doing naturalization, you have to prove the evidence under Schedule 1 of Section 6, i.e. English language, life in the UK, living in the UK for 5 years, and all the evidence you need to put together. They won't ask you for WhatsApp history. For WhatsApp history, you only have it when you are proving your relationship and subsisting nature of the relationship with that spouse.
Okay.
But when you travel up to this point, there,
you don't need
our application.
Oh, okay. Lawyer, we have just about a minute for us to round up. And I'll give you the opportunity for you to do your usual summary, and this time in a minute, so we can round up and draw the curtains down. Lawyer.
Thank you very much. Viewers and listeners, we are grateful for keeping faith with us. Today we have looked at what you should do when you depended on your EU family member sponsor to obtain your pre-settled status. But the relationship between that sponsor and your mother or father, the step parent, is broken down, either by way of death or by way of divorce. What happens to you, the family member that depended on that EU sponsor? What we are saying is that whatever happens is the same thing that would have happened if it was your mother or father who was making the application to extend a pre-settled status and the husband or the wife is no longer in the picture. So it doesn't really matter the fact that you are a family member but not a direct family member, be it a son, a daughter, or a niece for those who came under extended family route, the formality is the same. You come under retention of right. So you've retained your right, but you have to prove that there has been an intervening factor, death or divorce, between your mother or father and that step parent that was in the picture, or that family member who was in the picture. If you're able to prove that, your right is retained. You can make an application. Oftentimes, the Secretary of State, through the caseworker, will come back to ask you to provide information after that event occurring. You have to be bold to tell them that I do not have to provide any information because I do not have access to that information after the divorce or death. And all I have is the divorce certificate or the death that shows that the relationship is no longer there from that time. If you are not sure, it's always advisable to seek advice from a lawyer. Thank you very much for your time, and we are grateful that we have begun the year well on this community and the law program.
Well, it's been very wonderful discussing, and I believe that you have benefited from it. I have, and I know other people have also benefited. I want to say thank you very much to WWhat Solicitors, and particularly to lawyer Charles Asmah for his time and his ability to really take us through all the bits that we needed to discuss and answering your questions as well. Once again, congratulations to Professor Ade for being the Employee of the Month December 2022 and the Employees of the Year 2022 for WWhat Solicitors, Mrs. Cynthia Brown and Theophilus Forsen, the accountant. And to all our viewers and the winners, in fact, the winners of the quiz competition, congratulations to you. Make sure you approach WWhat Solicitors to pick up your prizes. And to everybody, we say Happy New Year. We started on a very bright note and we want to continue same for the rest of the year. Sheila, Padmore, and all the other people that have supported, thank you very much. And thank you to our lawyers from WWhat Solicitors, Uncle Ben, Lawyer Richard, Lawyer Eunice, Lawyer Asmah, Lawyer Patrick, Frida, and the rest of the WWhat Solicitors family. My name is Owuraku Frimpong. Thank you. We'll meet again same time next week.
Yeah. Jesus, you're my everything, yeah. My everything is you, Lord. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Everybody say,